Well, thank you for coming to our Anderson Middle School Spring Concert. I'd like to remind you to please keep your phones quiet and free from distracting other people during the performance. And I'd like to also remind the rest of the middle school, just please do not talk during the concert. The next piece you're going to hear is called Legend of the Eagles. And it has 3 sections to it. It will feel like you should clap, but resist the urge until the whole song's over. It'll sound like you're almost done, but just wait till everything's over. I know many of you might remember what a year ago from last March sounded like. It's not quite the same. That's pretty cool, isn't it? They've come a long way. Here's Smoke on the Water. At this time, I'd like to present an award, and those are always difficult, especially when you have tons and tons of really great kids. It's hard to narrow down a small list, but this year I'd like to present the Anderson Middle School 6th grade band Outstanding Musician of the Year to Mr. Riley McCombs. The last song we'll play for you tonight is Uptown Funk. This is the 7th grade band, and their first piece is called Black Forest Overture. There are also places where you might want to clap, but don't. The next piece is All Star from the movie Shrek. Once again, you have a really talented group of musicians here, the 7th grade band. Yeah, give them a hand. So it's been great to get to know them and get to work on lots of things with them. I've pushed them a lot, and they've pushed me a lot. And the next thing I'd like to do is announce this year's most outstanding musician of the year for the 7th grade, Zedekias Ball. And the last piece we'll play is It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing.
Well, good evening, everybody, and hello. How you doing? Good to see everybody. Little applause wouldn't hurt. Thank you. All right. My name's Gordy Oliva, and I'm president of the Berkeley Instrumental Boosters, as most of you know, and for the last time, it's sort of a sad occasion, this will be the last time this year you will have to hear me up here hawking 50-50 tickets. So, thank you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll take it as a compliment. For those of you who are enjoying the dry, cool air tonight, you have yourselves to thank for approving this amazing bond that we passed to give us air conditioning. All right, so that's good. Much more comfortable. With the help of you, all of our parents and all of the work that's done, we are able to raise a substantial amount of money each year that is critical in having our student musicians get a full, rounded, complete experience in band that they wouldn't otherwise have. I do need to give credit to two celebrities in the house tonight. We have Mr. Ross with us tonight, the principal at Anderson. And then we've got a gentleman by the name, I think it's Mr. McDavid, the superintendent of Berkeley Public Schools is here with us tonight. How amazing is that? Without the help of our administrators, band programs get slashed everywhere across the country. We hear about it, and who knows what's going to happen in the future, but with great administrators like we have at Berkeley, I think that they'll just keep fueling and keep funding and making sure that we have performing in fine arts. So again, an applause for our administration that keeps these guys all suited up. So our 50-50 comes up. I would like to just real quick have you take a look at your programs, take them home. If you don't want to take them home, we've got boxes out in the front lobby where you picked them up. Leave them back in the boxes. We'll recycle them for the next concert and then recycle them after that. Please feel free to peruse through it and patronize the advertisers. And you too could be an advertiser or just simply a shout out for your kids, students, if you'd like to. That again is a fundraiser. Our Vice President Dave Enerson puts that together and does a great job. And we have a new one every year. So if you'd like to do that, the information to get a hold of us is in there. If you get in early, now, shortly, before the beginning of next year, then the rates will not change, and they're all in there. So also, if you haven't, who's liked us on Facebook? Is everybody in here like us on Facebook? All right, that's pathetic, I got to tell you. We do have a Berkeley Instrumental Booster Facebook page. It's amazing. We put videos on from concerts. We put pictures up. We do solo and ensemble pictures. We do updates. We do all sorts of anything we can snap a picture of. We post it and get information out. So do yourself and do us a favor and like us on our Facebook page because there's really some pretty groovy information there. Also, all right, so here we go with our 50-50 raffle ticket. Now, not only do you win $187 tonight, first of all. $187 is what you win. We're going to have this young lady pick the ticket. I won't make you read it unless you really want to. You want to read it? Okay. Are we ready?
46138 0.
Do we have a winner? Now, I will, all right, down here in the expensive seats, good. I will tell you that along with the $187, you get 2 window clings. These are window clings that say Berkeley Bands. I will tell you, I've been told, there's a rumor that if you have one of these on your back window, you will not get a ticket if you get pulled over. Okay? It's a rumor, don't quote me, don't tell the cop that I told you, but I've heard. All right? I'd also like to take just one quick opportunity and acknowledge and welcome and say farewell, because it's the last concert, to Mr. Engle, who came in January, mid-year, to Anderson and jumped right in the deep end, right off the high dive, and has done an amazing job. From a booster perspective, he got right involved. From a student perspective, I don't know one kid, well, I do know one that doesn't like him all that much, but most of them like him a whole lot, all right? And it was the guy with the beard, I think, that sitting right there that didn't. But want to welcome Mr. Engle and say thank you for an exciting, great year, and we look forward to next year. Have a good night.
All right, well, this is the 8th grade band, and they'll be performing Viva la Vida by Coldplay. I'd like to take a few minutes to acknowledge a few helpers we have with us tonight. We have some clarinet players from our high school band who are assisting with us tonight. Just give them a little applause. And also, my friend Devin Gallup grew up, I'm from Royal Oak, Michigan, and when I was in elementary school, we had violin in 4th grade, and we had cello. That's why I switched to cello in 5th grade. So I was an orchestra kid. From 5th grade through 8th grade, I played in strings. But this guy invited me to go play dodgeball at the Salvation Army when I was in elementary school, and I said, okay. And then they said, here's a baritone. Come home with that and show your parents and come back next week. So I got a baritone from the Salvation Army, and then I went to camp every year from then and kept playing bands more and more and more. And then by the time I got into high school, I kind of liked band a little bit more than orchestra. I still like orchestra a lot. But so now I'm more of a trombone player. But that's how I know Devin. We've been friends for a long time on the tuba. And I'd like to give an award to this year. Again, we have so many talented students in this group. They're over and above, trying their best, doing things like solo and ensemble, playing in district honor band, just being above and beyond outstanding students, working very, very hard, working on their high school audition music. There's a lot of students who are just trying their best every single day, so it's hard to narrow down one. But this year I would like to recognize Anya Benner as the Outstanding Musician of the Year. The last thing the 8th grade will play is a piece called Ceremony, Chant, and Ritual, and it's another one that sounds like you might want to clap, but don't. Until the end.
Good evening. This is Pamela Kilbride, 5th through 8th grade orchestra teacher in the district. My name is Marianne Mayuri. I teach at Rogers, and I'm also the music department coordinator. It is an honor for us to be here tonight. It is also surreal for us to be here tonight because the last Anderson band concert we attended was in the month of December. The mood was different that night. It was celebratory as we honored the career of Anderson's beloved band director, Jeff Voigt. It was filled with anticipation as we wondered what new adventures lied ahead for him and his wife. And it was tinged with sadness as all in attendance realized that this was Jeff's last concert in the Berkeley schools and that our dear teacher, colleague, or friend was indeed leaving. As his friends, we knew that it would be different when Jeff retired. He wouldn't be around on a daily basis to talk to, joke with, be teased by, or get advice from. But we knew that Jeff was the kind of friend who would keep in touch and that our relationship would stay strong despite the separation. None of us could have predicted or imagined what the future held. When Jeff died on February 16th, a piece of each of our hearts broke. Every day, each one of us adjusts to a new normal without Jeff in our lives. The mood for us tonight is actually similar to that night. It is celebratory as we sat and listened to the beautiful music created by these amazing students who've had a tough year but have prevailed and are moving forward under the excellent direction of Mr. Engle. The mood is filled with anticipation as we all look forward to a well-earned summer break. Yet in the back of our minds, we know the 8th graders are wondering and perhaps worrying what high school is all about. The 7th graders can't wait to be the top group in the school, and the 6th graders are looking forward to not being the youngest anymore. And this evening is tinged with sadness as we stand up here and talk to you about the Jeff Blazes Voigt Memorial Fund. It is still hard to believe that we use the words Memorial Fund in reference to Jeff. The only thing that helps make it better is what those words have come to mean and how they have the ability to positively impact the lives of many Berkeley band students. Now that's something we can understand. That's something we can wrap our head around because it's something Jeff did every day. When Jeff died, many people experienced an overwhelming desire to do something, to help in some way, to continue his legacy, to honor him, something. Out of those feelings of loss and sadness, the idea for the Jeff Blazes Voigt Memorial Fund was created. Perhaps the very best way to honor Jeff was to find a way to provide financial support for students who were in band. People responded generously, and donations started to pour in.
In late February, early March, a group of music teachers, community members, and Berkeley Instrumental Booster members convened to develop the criteria for choosing recipients and decide how the funds would be divided. After careful deliberation and keeping in mind Jeff's ability to connect with students of all grades and skill levels, the Jeff Blazes Voigt Memorial Fund was established as a 3-tiered grant designed to support students at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. At the Junior Band Jam concert in March, one student in each 5th grade band received a grant redeemable for 4 private lessons at McCourt's Music, who acts as the educational sponsor for this award. The private lessons are intended to support a student who may need some extra help or encourage a student who has potential but seems reluctant to continue in middle school, or inspire a student who demonstrates a natural talent and would benefit from the lessons to move ahead even farther. At the BHS band concert 2 weeks ago, a $1,000 grant was awarded to senior Isis York. This grant is awarded to a student who is a leader in school as well as the band. In addition, the student has captured the spirit of the band because he or she displays a passion for music and learning, is respectful to others, and has earned the respect of peers. The recipient agrees to utilize the monies in a way that furthers and or supports his or her music education. Tonight, it is our pleasure to represent the Memorial Fund Committee and award a $500 middle school grant to an Anderson student. This student embodies spirit for the band and school and can use this support to help further his or her musical education. The monies can be used to attend a summer music camp, receive 6 to 8 months worth of private lessons, or help with instrument rental or upgrade costs if necessary. In just a moment, Mr. Engle will announce the name of the Anderson student to receive the first Jeff Blasesvoigt Memorial Fund Middle School Grant. Before he does, however, we'd like to say that if you are interested in contributing to this fund, and we hope that you will consider it, this will be an ongoing thing. We hope that once Ms. Myrie retires or I retire years on down the road, that we will still have this award and this grant for these students. The Berkeley Instrumental Boosters is a 501c3, so of course it is a tax deduction. Thank you to those individuals that have already contributed. While we have raised a significant amount in a very short time, we hope that this fund will be sustained for many years to come. One of the best ways we can honor Jeff is to support students so they can play in the Berkeley bands throughout their school career. Mr. Engle?
While I haven't had that much time to get to know every student, I've been able to watch this student and observe that they are very passionate about music, and I'd like to award this year the first winner of the Jeff Blasesvoigt Memorial Fund to Lauren Deshane. Congratulations. I'll hold your flute. There you go. The final piece we're going to play is going to be a combination of the 7th grade, 8th grade, and around 30 of the high schoolers who also were volunteered to play along with this piece. This is a piece called In Honor of the Fallen, and it was originally written to be dedicated to police officers and firemen and anyone who's worked in any sort of life of service. And that's the way the piece was written, but tonight we would like to dedicate it, especially to Mr. Voigt, in a way that music teachers never actually pass away. Because as long as people who they teach keep doing what they told them, they're always around. And I just want to be very, just be alert. This is the result of Mr. Voigt's work. Thank you and good night.